Have a fun video you'd like to see featured on NCW Life? Email us at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.
Good evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Eric Granstrom filling in for Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And, well, not a bad day today with dry conditions for the most part. The rains have held off, although we do see some showers beginning in the northern regions of north central Washington, and definitely some rain coming our way tonight and into tomorrow. We'll get you your complete forecast coming up a little bit later on. A few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Work continues on 8 Mile Lake Dam. A GoFundMe account has been set up for a Moses Lake family, and according to a recent survey, if you're a Chelan County PUD customer, you're pretty happy with your utility. First, we begin tonight from the NCW Life Pardon Our Smoke file. Spring prescribed burning has started on the Okanagan and Wenatchee National Forest. Forest spokeswoman Robin DeMario says residents can expect to see some drift smoke from the controlled fires.
Started some of those burns in the NEWS Ranger District and on our Natchez Ranger District, but we anticipate that we're going to put this good fire on about 10,000 acres this spring. Fewer acres, we may end up doing fewer acres. It all depends on favorable conditions, and those conditions include temperature and wind, fuel moisture, and of course ventilation of smoke. And so when we have all of those good things aligned, then we can do those prescribed burns. And we plan to do them throughout the spring, like I said, when conditions are good. And for folks in Wenatchee Valley, they'll see smoke from some of those prescribed burns. And in the NEWS area, we plan to burn about 1,500 acres. And then for folks maybe in the Leavenworth, Lake Wenatchee areas, there's hopes to be able to complete about 2,000 acres of planned burns.
Now, DeMario also reminds rural property owners to make sure their homes are fire safe as they begin spring cleaning chores.
Anything that you can do to make your home more safe in this fire-adapted ecosystem in which we live is just a very positive thing. So right now, as folks get out in their yards and start doing some of that cleanup from the winter, keep that fire-wise message in mind. Keep that green belt around your house.
DeMario says the prescribed burning will be dictated by the weather conditions. You can get more info on their Forest Service website. Well, work continues at 8 Mile Lake in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness as crews with the Icicle-Peshastin Irrigation District make emergency repairs to the threatened dam. The reservoir is a critical source of water for growers in the upper Wenatchee Valley. Last summer's Jack Creek wildfire caused extensive damage to the lake's surrounding landscape, and there are increased concerns about possible flooding.
If there's a failure at the 8 Mile Dam, it would be roughly an hour before the water from the dam in 8 Mile reached the Wenatchee River. So it's about a half hour before we'd hit Icicle Creek, and then about a half hour from Icicle Creek to the Wenatchee. That's moving pretty quick.
Chelan County Commissioner Keith Gaynor tells NCW Life News that the repair work is slowed due to restrictions in the designated wilderness area where the lake is located.
I do know that the irrigation district did go up. They cut trees down because they're concerned about debris coming and catching and actually uprooting the trees that were in the earthen portion of the dam. So they've already done some preemptive measures. But really the issue right now is the need and the desire for the irrigation district to get a piece of equipment up there that actually allows them to do the repairs that need to be done. And that seems to be the source of contention now between the irrigation district and the Forest Service as to whether or not the original agreement did allow for them to do that. It certainly allows for flying in using mechanized means within the wilderness, which is certainly contrary to what you might expect in the wilderness, but this is not without precedent where other wilderness areas do have in-holdings that allow for a lot of mechanized equipment. There are some wildernesses that have actually mining claims. There's one in California where there's a paved road right through the wilderness, so it's not the pure wilderness. I mean, there are, if you've had an existing operation prior to it becoming designated wilderness, those activities have typically been allowed to continue. So,
from a public safety standpoint, Chelan County Emergency Management, have they advised, let's say, some of the downstream property owners of what might occur if that dam should fail?
what we did last week is, based on the recommendation of emergency management, we did declare an emergency in Chelan County. Now, the unfortunate thing is that it's an emergency that you really don't know. You don't have much certainty as opposed to a fire where you have the 1, 2, 3. You can see on a daily basis the change of the intensity or the level of danger that's maybe coming your way. This may or may not happen, but we have to make people aware that there is that potential, and then they have to make decisions themselves.
Chelan County Emergency Management has issued warnings to property owners at risk of flooding if the dam should fail. A GoFundMe account has been set up for a Moses Lake family that was victimized in a tragic car crash in which a pregnant mother was killed. 27-year-old Alyssa Helterstein died over the weekend when the family's car crashed on I-90 near North Bend. Her husband and 2 children survived the accident. His brother set up the GoFundMe account to help pay medical bills and funeral costs. Coming up next, the interviews are done. Now it's time to make a choice for the Port of Chelan County. I'm Eric Grandstrom, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
My story starts out with, I was addicted to meth for over 25 years, and I decided that's it, that I was no longer ever going to touch the drug ever again. Goodwill was the first place that I came to. The skills that are given to me, I will be able to succeed every day that I'm there. So that gave me the confidence that I can do this job. When you donate to Goodwill, you're helping people just like me. I love my work. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News for this Wednesday, the 4th of April, 2018. I'm Eric Grandstrom. In other news, the job interviews are over, and now the Chelan County Port Commissioners will have to decide which of the 4 final candidates to hire as the district's new deputy director. Steve Hare covered yesterday's session and filed a report.
James Kuntz of Walla Walla was the first candidate to be interviewed. Kuntz is a Wenatchee native, actually the brother of Wenatchee Mayor Frank Kuntz. Previously served as the executive director of the Walla Walla Port District. He currently serves as the executive director of the Washington Association of Sewer and Water Districts. Also, Todd Coleman from Star, Idaho, grew up in Quincy. He served in various management positions at the Port of Vancouver, Washington, beginning as facilities manager, then deputy director, and ultimately a CEO until the year 2016. He also consulted on development and construction projects. The third candidate, Captain Jeff McIrvin, grew up in Ellensburg. He's been an active duty officer in the U.S. Navy since 1990, making multiple overseas deployments. He currently serves as regional director of the Naval Reserve's Northwest Command, encompassing 11 Northwest states. Candidate number 4, Allison Williams. Allison grew up in Walla Walla. She's worked as the City of Wenatchee's Executive Services Director since 2005, where she serves as the right hand of the mayor, running day-to-day operations at City Hall. She began as a city planner, and she previously worked as the executive director of the Wenatchee Downtown Association. Now, during the 4-hour interview session, commissioners questioned the candidates on a range of topics, from economic development, tourism, and Pangbourne Airport. A final decision is pending. The deputy director will report directly to Executive Director Pat Jones and work with elected commissioners, and ultimately be a candidate for appointment as executive director when Jones steps down at the end of this year. The 4 finalists emerged from a field of 26 applicants. Steve Hare, NCW Life News.
Chelan County PUD customers are highly satisfied with their hometown utility, with 97% of those responding to a recent survey scoring the district a 4 or 5 on a 5-point scale. 3 out of 4 customers rated their satisfaction at the top of the scale, saying they were highly satisfied with Chelan PUD.
I've been doing this since the mid-'80s. I've done, at least a dozen utility studies a year since the 80s. This is the most favorable utility customer satisfaction survey I have ever done.
Bill Robinson of Robinson Research reviewed the positive survey results for PUD commissioners Monday, cautioning them not to expect scores to improve in future surveys. The overall satisfaction in this year's customer satisfaction survey is 3% higher than the last survey in 2016 and 5% higher than 2014. Full results of the survey are on the PUD's website.
I really believe you're satisfying nearly everyone who's capable of being satisfied. Not everyone wants to be satisfied. We all know people that want to have some kind of a negative experience at anything they do so they can complain how they were abused. And I think you're really satisfying just about everybody that wants to be.
Robinson's firm contacted 402 Chelan PUD customers by phone, landline, and mobile in February and in March. Much like the ABC TV show Shark Tank, 6 companies from across Washington state will compete for $100,000 at the 2018 Flywheel Investment Conference on April 19th in Wenatchee. 6 finalists were selected this week from a variety of industries who are using technology to problem solve in areas like healthcare, sports, and travel, from Rock Island and Kashmir to Port Townsend and the Seattle metro area. Here's Adam Greenberg, CEO and founder of NEW. He presented his startup at last year's Flywheel Conference and has been able to raise over $6 million since the event.
I'm Adam Greenberg, and I'm founder and CEO of NEW. We affectionately call our product Luna. And Luna, she's this system that allows you to monitor and take care of all of your crops in a greenhouse from anywhere. The Flywheel Conference itself was fantastic to get in touch with not only the people in the agriculture industry, but also people who want to invest in the agriculture industry. Since the Flywheel Conference, we've gone from about 10 people to about 30 people. We've spent a ton of time honing and focusing our product and making sure our customers are happy and increasing value proposition. Now it's way bigger than me. It's not about me anymore. It's about the cause, it's about the people, and it's about the team being excited about something greater than any one of us. And so all of that combines together to create a magical scenario that is incredibly motivating. And that's the only reason I work 7 days a week, is because I'm passionate about helping people and I'm passionate about helping this industry. So from that perspective, that's one of the pursuits that we have to acknowledge when you're building something that starts off so small and just starts off as just an idea, that turns into something that becomes this engine, this flywheel that allows you to speed up. And as it gets faster and faster and faster and faster, the momentum takes on a life of its own.
Directed by Guada, the Flywheel Conference is an opportunity for startup companies to find potential investors in North Central Washington to jumpstart their growth. For the full schedule of the conference and more information on the 6 finalists, visit ncwlife.com. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update and our feature story. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
It turns out some people are more likely to do well at charter college and succeed in a new career. So, what's this charter type? Charter types are go-getters. Charter types follow through. Charter types love a challenge. If you're a hard worker looking for a fast path to a better career, you're just our type. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shanlin here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Live channel.
The Wenatchee Wild won for the 7th straight time in the playoffs with a 2-1 victory in Game 3 of its series against Trail last night. As we go to the Les Schwab scoreboard, it would be the Smoke Eaters who got on the board first, but A.J. Vanderbeck and Jasper Weatherby would have an answer as their goals helped push Wenatchee within a game of reaching the BCHL Finals. Austin Park, a brick wall in net last night, stopping 27 of 28 shots, including a flurry down the stretch by Trail. Art Checker had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Blaine Caton gets it on the backhand, cuts over to his left. It's to McLean. He's in, he shoots, and he scores. Spencer McLean with his shot. Vanderbeck on the right side. Over on the left wing for Souter. Back in front, tip and a score. Boy, a nice redirection by A.J. Vanderbeck. Saucer feed, here's Weatherby. He's in, he shoots, and he scores! Jasper Weatherby. Off the nice feed, the transition out of the neutral zone, moved ahead for Souter. He put it into the skating lane for Weatherby. He came down the left side, rips it up high, right under the bar. And at 10-12, the Wild have their first lead of the night. Works his way at the near ball and cycles it down low in front. Shot, loose puck is kicked across, broken up and flipped past. And Gontus gets it across, shot. Oh, no, how did that not go in? Puck loose in front, shot again, still loose. And the Wild come up with a can't clear. Another offering, fired into the corner. I think somebody saran wrapped the net when we weren't looking. And then picked up, and McLean moves it back across for Caton. Over on the right side, twisted in front, right through the crease, and wide into the near corner. Back up top for Martini. His shot tipped in front and swept wide into the corner once again. Empty net down at the other end. Drop pass, Barton, he shoots and it gets knocked away. Back to Welsh, he smacks at it. Barton's going to pick it up. 4 seconds left, long shot, steered away by Park into the corner, and that's it.
What a game for Austin Park. Wenatchee can wrap up the series in Game 4 tonight at Ymca Arena at 7 o'clock. Boys soccer last night, Cashmere came away with a shutout. Wenatchee won in overtime. But first we go to Eastmont as the Wildcats hosted West Valley in a Big 9 tilt. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen had the call here on the NCW Live channel.
That was a stressful situation.
Chipper, onside, mano-a-mano situation, right foot, the shot, goal, 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 goal! Johan Daniel Espinosa for the Eastmont Wildcats. Flavio Espinosa, Flavio trying to leave Noah Cepeda behind us. Flavio, goal, 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 goal! Flavio Yair Espinosa, 2-0 Eastmont Wildcats. Flavio Espinosa, good touch, nice ball, the shot, goal, 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 goal! And what a combination, Flavio and Johan. West Valley, there's a right-footed shot waiting to happen, switching to the left, the stop, and there it is, the 3-1 tally for West Valley. There's a good touch. Lopez and Espinosa. Goal, 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 goal.
Just on cue.
I couldn't have planned that one better.
And preparing for.
There's a shot. Goal, 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 goal. And it's a hat trick for Flavio Espinosa at the end of regulation.
So let's go to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from last night. There you see the Eastmont 5-1 win over West Valley. Wenatchee's Jonathan Tronberg scored a golden goal in the first overtime to help the Panthers win at Davis 2-1. Cashmere shut out Colville. High school baseball yesterday. Cashmere on the road at Avista Stadium and pulled off a doubleheader sweep against Freeman and Cheney. Moses Lake beat Eastmont. Also in sports news, the Seattle Mariners were on the road yesterday at, well, there's our rest of our schedule. We've got soccer coming up tonight, 6 o'clock right here on the NCW Life Channel. And the Mariners were on the road picking up a victory for Marco Gonzalez, 6-4 the final at San Francisco. That's a look at sports news. The Wenatchee Police Department's offering free training to local businesses on how to respond to an event where an active shooter may be present. Officer Corey Bernash gave a presentation yesterday at the Wenatchee Convention Center on how to be prepared.
So the active shooter training event is a program that we're doing with partnership with the Wenatchee Police Department. They have an officer who is specifically trained to provide this program, and it's geared to keeping people safe and making them more aware of their surroundings. And hopefully, if they are in an event where there's an active shooter or other significant tragedy, that they might have a little bit more knowledge and skills on how to help themselves. It's a 2-hour program, and he really covers what it feels like to be in an emergency situation. So he'll cover your body's reactions, and so you can kind of identify those a little bit easier. He also then points out things that you can do to avoid those situations, and then if you are in one of those situations, how you can react and move through it faster, because really getting to the decision piece of a tragedy or a crisis, getting to the decision part is where you really want to be, so that you're making the right decisions with the right amount of facts and less emotion. But the Wenatchee Police Department is really gracious about providing this training to the community. They don't do it for a cost, so if there's an employer out there who wants to bring it in for their employees, they will do that. The chamber, often we do this a couple times, to our membership. We partner with places like the Wenatchee Convention Center to provide that. So there's opportunities to have them come. Maybe it's a nonprofit group that would like to have him come and do that presentation, and I know that they're more than willing. Their goal is to keep people safe. That's what the police department's for. So they're happy to do that on a small scale for just specific employers, but they're also happy to do it for the community at large. The biggest piece is to be aware, and as the chamber and we recognize that businesses play an important role in the community and keeping their employees safe and their customers safe. So it's important, I think, that we all pay attention to this. Unfortunately, we need to this day and age, but we just encourage anyone to take part in a training like this and to reach out to the police department or other agencies that are doing programs that will help foster that safety topic.
So the first part of the conversation we have is just kind of what our bodies go through in a high stress situation and how we can make good decisions beforehand, come up with a plan, so when it actually happens we can just react instead of having to think, and that's what slows us down and could potentially cost us our lives or somebody else. And then we touch on what those options are, and what we talk about is avoid the attacker, deny them access, or defend yourself if you have to. And those are interchangeable. You can go back to one or the other, but those are kind of the key points we talk about today.
We'll be right back with your local forecast and our video of the day right after this.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on fresh. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means just chopped vegetables. Cheese grated by us daily. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, 'cause you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your home bake an XL NY pizza. topped with giant pepperoni and ground sausage on an extra-large foldable New York-style crust. Just $8.99. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
Lake Wenatchee YMCA camp programs focus on our 4 core values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. Make this summer's memories last a lifetime. Pick your theme week today with a wide variety of safe and engaging activities. Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp is the ultimate summer fun in the sun camp for children, teens, and families. Reserve your child's week today.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
Well, the rain's held off for the most part over north central Washington during the day today, but we are expected to move in this evening. Let's take a look at our weather window provided to us by Sky-Fi. Not a bad day across the area with dry conditions and temperatures around 50, low 50s for the Wenatchee Valley. A warm, wet storm system is slowly moving into the northwest, and that's where you're going to see some variable winds right now across Washington. The low sitting off the coast, which is actually sucking winds offshore and a counterclockwise rotation. Precipitation light and fell in the form of light rain in the mountains, some snow in the higher elevations. Cloud cover was high and light over eastern Washington with a thickening front moving in over western Washington. Radar for the northwest shows the wet storm front moving slowly over the coast and into the interior as the day progressed today. So what does that mean? Well, wet weather will continue through the weekend over the entire region with perhaps a small brief break during the part of the day on Friday, but the weekend minor flooding issues may develop. So our weather forecast for tonight, we're looking at a 30% chance of rain, lows down around 41. Tomorrow, rain likely with a high of 54. Tomorrow night, showers tapering off, lows down in the low 40s. Friday, clouds, a slight chance of showers early in the day, a high of 56. Then lots of rain overnight Friday night into Saturday by about noon. A high Saturday of 58. Sunday, a slight chance of rain early, then cloudy in the afternoon with a high of 59. As we look at that forecast, it's time for a video of the day. The dream continues for individual flight. For your consumption, the Scorpion 3 hover bike. That filmed at the Moscow Speedway. You can go to hoverbike.com for more information, or hoversurf.com. If you have video of the day you'd like to see on the NCW Life Evening News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. That's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website, ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email, news@ncwlife.com, or call 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, host Dan Kuntz and news director Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.